Good morning, my dear students, and our new lesson factorizing by completing the square in algebra subject. Let's start. What about completing square? We have an expression which is not a square, a perfect square, and we want to complete it to become a perfect square. How to do that? There are many algebraic expressions which are not in the form of a perfect square, such like, let's take our first example. So if we have x power 4 plus 4y power 4, so we have x power 4 plus 4y power 4, and we want to complete the square of this expression. Now we want to ask ourselves some questions. Number one, is this expression a perfect square? I don't think so. It's only two terms. Yes, we have the first term squared, x power 4. Mister, I'm hearing someone say it's x power 4. But we can do it like that. X power 2 all power 2 plus 4y power 2. We can make it like this. 2 y power 2 all power 2. Because 2 power 2 equal 4 and y power 2 all power 2, which means y power 4, 2 by 2 equal 4. So we have the first term squared and the third term squared, but we don't have the middle term. How can you find the middle term? Yes, you can put it and you can subtract it by adding and subtracting the middle term. How? X power 2 whole power 2. We want to find or to do adding and subtracting the middle term. So it's 2 by 2 by x squared by y squared, which is mean 4x squared y squared plus 2y squared all power 2, and we can subtract it, minus 4x squared y squared. So we have the perfect square, x squared all power 2 plus 4x squared y squared plus 2y squared all power 2. So we can factorize it as we studied before. X power 2 plus 2y power 2 all power 2, and this is the factorization of the perfect square trinomial, minus 4x squared y squared. So just I want you to notice the questions very well, and I want to ask you a question. Do we have another factorization way? Do we have another factorization method? Yes. Concentrate very well. We have x squared plus 2y squared all power 2 minus 4x squared y squared. We have the difference between two squares. Yes. And this is the first term, and this is the second term. And the first term is squared. And the second term also is squared. How can you factorize it? Yeah, you can factorize it by doing like this. X squared plus 2y squared, and this is the first term, plus 4, no, not 4, we can write 2, yeah, that's very good, you're very well, 2xy, and the other bracket will be minus, how? X squared plus 2y squared, yes, minus 2xy, minus 2xy. So x squared plus 2y squared plus 2xy by x squared plus 2y squared minus 2xy. So again, yes, again, another more. X power 4 plus y power 4, this is not a complete square. And we want to complete the square to be a perfect square. Yeah, x power 4 plus y power 4 is not a perfect square. And we want to complete it to become a perfect square. So you may find in the exam the word factorize. Yes, and the question is x power 4 plus y power 4. What can you do? Yes, you can notice that x power 4 means x power 2 all power 2, so x power 2 squared. Plus 4y power 4 means 2y squared all power 2, and it means 2y squared all squared. So you can find the first term squared and the other term squared, and the third term squared, or the other term squared. So, yes, you want to complete the square to be a perfect square. Yeah, so if you find an information is being given to you, if you find two terms and the first term is squared and the second term is squared, yes, so the factorization you want to do is to complete the square. Complete the square. Please concentrate with me very much. To complete the square, so x power 2 all power 2 plus y power 2 all power 2, we need what? We need the middle term. Okay. How can you find the middle term? The middle term should be 2 by the first term by the third term. 2 by x squared by 2y squared. So we need what? We need 2 by 2, which is equal 4x squared y squared. So 4x squared y squared. So add 4x squared y squared and subtract it. Minus 4x squared y squared. So the question hasn't been changed. Because what? Because you added it and subtracted it. Yes, now we have this expression which consists of the first three terms as a perfect square. Yeah, so you can factorize it as we studied before. It's easy to factorize it. This. And then if we noticed well, we can find that the first term, which is the bracket squared, and the second term also squared. So it is a difference between two squares. The first term is squared and the second term is squared. So it's a difference. It is a difference between two squares. So now we're going to factorize the difference between two squares. How to factorize the difference between two squares? Yes, it's two brackets. One of them is plus and the other is minus. What is the first term? The first term without squared, we can write x power 2 plus 2y power 2. This is the first term. What is the second term? 2xy. 2x without squared. 2xy. So 2xy. هنا yes. x squared plus y squared في الماينس. Yes. In the minus bracket. X squared plus 2y squared minus 2xy. This is the second term, 2xy. So we have x squared plus 2y squared plus 2xy multiplied by x squared plus 2y squared minus 2xy. Yes, I wish you understand very well. Now let's move to exercise 1-6, page 19. And number 1, and the question is factorize each of the following expression, and this is the form of questions that will come in the exam. Yes, you will be asked factorize. You will not be informed by the type of factorization. Yeah, you are going to find it by yourself. We will take number D. Yes, let's look together at page 19 and number 1, D. Number 1, D, page 19. Number 1D, page 19 says 81x power 4, 81x power 4 plus 4 z power 4. Yeah, I'm going to ask you a question. This is an expression of two terms. It is not a trinomial. Yeah, and it is not a difference between two squares. Yes, that's very good. And it is not a difference between two cubes. And it is not a sum of two cubes. What does it like? It's 81x power 4 plus 4z power 4. Is the first term squared and the other term squared? Yeah. 81 means 9 and x power 4x squared all power 2 plus 4z squared. 4z power 4 means 2z squared all squared. So the two terms are squared. Yeah, that's very good. If you find the sum of two squares, you are going to factorize by completing the square. If you find the sum of two squares, you are going to factorize by completing the square. How to factorize it? You're going to add and subtract the middle term. What is the middle term? How can you find the middle term? The first term is 9x squared and the other term is 2z squared. So the middle term is 2 by the first by the second without squaring. How to find it? Let's write the first term down. 9x squared all power 2 and the other term is 2z squared all power 2. So the middle term is 2 by the first by the second. Yes, concentrate very well. 2 by the first by the second. 2 by 9, 18. 18x squared. By the second, 18 by 2, which is equal 36. So 36 x squared z squared. X squared z squared. And we're going to subtract it. Minus 36 x squared z squared. Again, 9x squared all power 2 plus 2z squared all power 2. So the first term is squared and the other term is squared. So we have, yes, we have a sum of the squares. How can you factorize it? You can factorize it by writing the first term as it is and the third term as it is. And we can write the middle term. How can you find the middle term? Yes, it's a plus 2 by the first by the third. 2 by 9 by 2. 2 by 9, 18 by 2, which is equal to 36. X power 2 z squared. So we can subtract 36 x squared z squared. And now we're going to factorize the perfect square of 9x squared all squared plus 36 z squared x squared plus 2z squared all power 2. Yes, we have studied before how to factorize it. It's 9x squared plus 2z squared. Yes, that's very good. Now I'm hearing someone saying it's a difference between two squares. Yes, you're right. 36 was equal 6xz all power 2. So it's a difference between two squares. So again, we have two factorization methods. Number one is to complete the square, and number two is the difference between two squares. And now we're going to factorize the difference between two squares. Yes, I'm hearing someone saying we have two brackets. One of them is minus and the other is plus. What is the first term? The first term is the first factor without squared, which is 9x squared plus 2z squared. And the second term is 6xz. Again, 9x squared plus 2z squared. Yes, and the second term is 6xz. So, the rest of number one is a homework. The rest of number one means A, B, C, and E, and F. Yes, it's going to be a homework. Number two, factorize each of the following expressions. And let's take number D. What's number D? Number D means x power 4 plus 9x squared plus 81. Let's write it down. Number D, 2D, x power 4 plus 9x squared plus 81. If we notice that expression, yes, if we notice that expression, we will find that it is not a binomial expression and it's a trinomial expression. Now, this trinomial, yes. Can we factorize that by the ordinal way? Traditional methods means factorization by trinomials, traditional trinomials, which is the first lesson of our study. Yes, I don't think so. Why? Because 81 We don't have any two numbers multiplied by 81 and sum of them is 9. We have 9 by 9? No. We have 1 by 81? No. We have 3 by 27? No. We don't have any two numbers multiplied by itself, by themselves. And the result is 81 and the sum of them is 9. We didn't have those two factors. What can we do? But the question now, how to complete that score? Yeah, you are going to concentrate with me very well. How to do it? We have x power 4 plus 9x squared plus 81. And now the middle term is 9x squared. But 9x squared can't be the middle term of a perfect score. Why? Because the middle term should be, we have x power 4 means x power 2 all squared. Yes, that's very well. And 9x squared, yeah. And the other term, or the third term, is 81, means 9 squared. 9 squared means, so the middle term should be 2 by 9 by x squared, means 2 by 9 by x squared. So we have only 1 9 by x squared. So we are going to add 9x squared and subtract it. How to do that? So x power 2 all power 2 plus 9x squared plus another 9x squared plus 9 squared and minus, yes, concentrate very well, and minus 9x squared. So what did we do? We added 9x squared and subtracted it, 9x squared. So again, we have 9x squared as a middle term. Again, yes, we have a 9x squared as a middle term, but 9x squared can't be a middle term of a perfect square. Why? Because the middle term should be 2 by 9 by x squared, 2 by 9 by x squared, 2 by 9 by x squared. But only we have 9x squared, not 2 by 9 by x squared. So we have to add another 9x squared to become 2 by 9x squared. And subtract it, 9 minus 9x squared. So we have x power 2 all power 2 plus 2 by 9 x squared plus 9 squared minus 9x squared. Yes, that's very good. And now we're going to factorize the perfect square as we studied before. So it's x power 2 plus 9 all power 2 minus 9x squared. That's very good. So we have another factorization method, which is the difference between two squares. So x power 2 plus 9, yes, minus, no, plus, yeah, 9, not 9, 3x. That's very good. You're very well, students. And we have x power 2 plus 9 minus 3x. Yeah, that's very good. And that's the end of our factorization of number D. Now we're going to move to number 3. And number A, B, C, E, and F is being to be given as a homework. Yes, again, number A, B, C, E, and F is going to be given as a homework. Let's move to number 3. Number 3, we are going to take number E, 3E. What's 3E? Factorize each of the following expressions. 9x power 4 minus 25x power 2 plus 16. So we have another trinomial. That's very good. But the middle term is minus. You're going to put it in the form of a perfect square. How to put it in the form of a perfect square? It's 9x power 4, which is mean 3x power 2 all squared minus 25x squared, yes, plus 4 squared. So the middle term should be, if we want to put it in the form of a perfect square, the middle term should be 2 by 3 by 4 means 2 by 12. Yeah, it's 2 by 12. 2 by 12, which is equal to 24x squared. But we don't have 24x squared. We have now minus 25x squared. How? Yes, we have only minus 25x squared. I'm hearing someone saying we want to add positive 1x squared. But that's not right. Why? Why it's not right? That time we don't have to add anything. Why, mister? Because we have negative 24, negative 25, and we are going to divide it into negative 24 and negative 1. How can you do that? Only by a simple way. How to do it? Please concentrate with me. 3x power 2 all power 2 minus 24x squared plus 4x squared, 4 squared, yes, that's very good, sorry, and minus x squared. Please concentrate with me very well. We have negative 24 and negative 1, which is equal what? Which is equal negative 25. So I didn't do anything. I'm only separating it. How? It's 25. I'm going to put it as 24 and 1. 24 and 1, which means 25. So I didn't do anything. Now we're going to factorize the perfect square. As we studied before, the perfect square 3x power 2 plus what? Plus 4. That's very good. No, I'm hearing someone saying it is not a plus. Why? It's a minus. Why? Because the middle term, its sign is minus. Yes, you're good student. All power 2. That's very good. Minus x squared. So I'm hearing another one saying, yeah, mister, you're going to separate it or to factorize it into difference between two squares. Yes, that's very good. And the difference between two squares is going to be like this. Two brackets, we have two brackets. One of them is minus and the other is plus. The first term should be 3x squared minus 4. That's very good. And the second term is x. So 3x squared minus 4, and the second term is x. So we arrived to the end of our lesson today. Thank you for watching. I wish you understand. Thanks so much. See you.